Yaus madam hooks. Once again, it is auch saltinum lacumais. Since Mayam geet to sinsma ashti quach. Today I'm going to tell a story of quach. Quach and schbanich. Of raven and deer. Now, you guys have already heard this story before, so it's more of a review, and just so you can sit back, relax, and listen to a nice story. So, a long time ago, when not many people inhabited this earth, and it is said that deer had just recently lost his son in a terrible accident. Now, Raven is being known as a person who always wants something. And he was looking, observing this deer, this huge buck. But he was looking a little bit skinny. So he went and he asked him, "Hey, buck, which month do you get fat in?" And the buck replied, "Oh, I get fat when the people hang up their salmon to dry. I get fat during sluck season." So Raven kept this in his mind. And every month he would come and he would ask him, are you getting fat yet? And he would notice to see if people were hanging up their sluck. And finally comes sluck season. And Raven asks Schbanich if they can go mourning together. Because it is tradition that you hold like some kind of mourning ceremony. And so Bucks suggests that they just go over by the river. And Quach says that's not a good enough spot. We need to go somewhere magical. We need to go to a beautiful place far away. And really, it's not because he wants it to be special. So they go and they grab their stuff to sing and to have a grieving ceremony. They go and they decide to sing some cry songs up at the top of a mountain. And Raven goes first. And he goes and he sits at the ledge of that mountain. And he starts to sing, but he starts to sing about how ugly the deer is. How he's got a big, fat body, and he's got these skinny, poor little legs that can barely hold him up. And he's got this gross fur that looks like poop all over his... Yeah, he's just being real mean to him. And Buck says, "Hey, I thought we came here to cry, to grieve." But that's not what Raven wanted at all. So they went and they sang... Now that it was Buck's turn, Buck started singing bad things about Raven, calling him ugly and calling him mean names. And finally, Raven went and he shoved Buck. He pushed him right off that cliff. And he fell. And he died. Quach flew down off that mountaintop. And he went down and he was so happy he started building himself a fire. A big fire. And he seen the stump, this great big old stump. And he looked and he started mocking and making fun of the stump, saying, "Ha ha, you're just an ugly stump. You can't move and you can't get food like I can. I'm going to enjoy this meal. I'm going to eat this deer all to myself." And just as he said that, the stump moved himself and sat on top of that deer. And Raven was getting mad at him, telling him to move, and just screaming and yelling and jumping up and down. And finally, Stump rolled back over, and there was nothing left of deer. And sadly, Raven had no meal that he had waited all this time to capture. And so he flew away. That is the story of Stump and Quach.